Welcome back to another TK Breezy video. We're back from actually nowhere. I didn't go anywhere this weekend. I was at home. I watched some cool stuff, and then I got some news that something is shutting down. So let's talk about the news. This is Top of Talk regular, I think, this time around. Top of Talk Prime, if you will, because it's going to be mostly about Smash. So if you haven't already watched or haven't already liked, followed, subscribed here on the TK Breezy channel, make sure you go ahead and do that. And come over to the YouTube or the Twitter or the Twitch. What am I saying? I'm saying all kind of words. Come over to the Twitch and drop that sub, as well as those subs go a long way. So first things first, let's talk about what event happened this weekend, and that was Lax Rivals. I watched most of it. I didn't get to see the entirety of it because I had to like dip out, but I did watch all of Rivals in the end of Melee, and it was a good event. I will say that the commentary for that event, absolutely amazing. But I am a casual watcher now. I feel like what happened is there's a big divide on what we are allowed to get away with as Ultimate commentators and what they're allowed to get away with as Melee commentators, because at this event it was basically a yard podcast over every match, and I was enjoying the fuck out of it, bro. They was memeing, they was having conversations that had nothing to do with the match, and then someone would be like, last stock, and then they would go back to it. A lot of shit if I do it, you know what I'm saying? And that was happening a lot. And I remember the last time there was like major complaints about commentary like that. It was the Lax Invitational, but for the Ultimate side, and they were mad at us for memeing and shit the entire time, because Ultimate players are a bunch of fucking dweebs. All right, the Melee people can have fun with listening to all these people talk and have fun, but the Ultimate players always want to be like, they're not talking about the match, therefore I can't really be entertained, and I hate everything that they be doing. I hate it. I literally hate it, bro. I literally hate it. However, anyway, we got Boom. Okay, we got but let's talk about Xanadu. Xanadu just put out that they will be shutting down, and it's been a long time. Okay, Xanadu's been around for like years. I think the first, I'm not completely sure, but I feel like the first time I went there was like 2010 or 11. Like I know it's been there because I know in 2009 I wasn't doing much. It had to be like 2010, 11, or 12, one or the other. But it's been around for that long. And I'm just gonna go through the history of it. I don't think I would have an extra input. I just want to talk about the history of Xanadu so y'all know how historic this place was while we got a little time. So let me find it. Boom. All right, so first, this is the post. It's, hey all, Xanadu Dictator, aka VGBC Apostle here. It is with heavy heart that I have to say Xanadu will be closing at the end of December. We've eventually expected much more time in the lead up to Xanadu closing, but due to unforeseen circumstances, Xanadu will be closing its doors December 31st. I just want to take this moment to thank this region and the communities I've had the privilege of helping grow, and players that I've had the honor to call my friends. I love what Xanadu is and what it stands for: community, competition, and a good time. And when it comes to different gaming communities, I know those things will live on through each of you, the players. The last hurrah, even though this marks the end, we're going to go out with a bang. So they're going to have a bunch of they have a monthly, Arcadian, monthly. So there's going to be a lot of tournaments until the very end. It looks like they're going to go until the last day as well. So a little Christmas action right here for Rivals Monthly and Ultimate. What exactly happened? Simply put, our contract with our venue has always had a clause in it where we could be given a month's head up before we had to vacate the premises. That clause was activated in a recent email from our landlord's lawyer, where we were asked to vacate by the 31st of December. Why a little heads up? The company we had a contract with is ceasing to exist. We're aware that this was happening, but during our conversation with management, we were told we would have more time in the space leading into 2025. Now that the management is starting to take over, we have been met with a legal request to begin the conclusion of the business being conducted on the premises. In short, the new management is evicting us strictly based on our contract terms, even though we were under the impression we would have more time. That sucks. Will Xanadu be rebuilding somewhere else? At this time, we do not have plans to do so. MJC has been a valuable partner as they have provided us with an amazing venue space at a sweetheart deal. Recreating this in another venue while not completely impossible, is unlikely. It's such an opportunity were to make itself known to us, we would undoubtedly consider it. So yeah, it's sad, bro. And like, yeah, this is probably the biggest thing here, bro. Like, yeah, we would not exist without Xanadu. This is the time we got a chance to like really become who we are. So where did this Coney hate come from? Why why does bro hate Cody so much, bro? All right. That's crazy, bro. Where did that come from? Oh, anyway. Wasn't for Xanadu. You will be missed. All right, there we go. All right, so this is the thing. So Xanadu actually has a longer history than most probably think, for sure. So I'm just gonna go through the history of Xanadu in this video, and then y'all can give me some like y'all give me some moments like in the comments where y'all like, you know, how does Xanadu affect your life anyway. So anyway, back in the day before we went to the venue that we're in Laurel, we were actually in this venue in Arbutus, which is like a subset of Baltimore. It was like in the rinkiest, dinkiest, jankiest green wall building that originally was a Magic the Gathering card shop, right? Or it might have just been a card shop in general, but I felt like there was a lot of Magic players there. And it was the start. Like, it was a venue. We could go there and play games, and it was sick. It was like literally in some like industrial park though. Like, it was like these 3 stores, and then like next to us was like a warehouse and like a bunch of 18-wheelers that could park. And it was crazy, but we made it work. We literally made it work over there. It was we had locals, we had monthlies, we had cookouts in the back sometimes. And originally at first it was mostly for Smash stuff, and then it became bigger and started bringing a lot of FGC and like weeklies and stuff like that. But I'm going to talk about it almost specifically on the Smash side, because I never actually got a chance to go to a lot of the weeklies. I went to a couple of SF4 weeklies, but that was about it. But that building was extra small, bro, and we were trying to make that shit work for sure. Now, the very, very beginning of Xanadu, it was actually like Omni who ran some tournaments there. Inferno Omni, you know, you guys watch his videos and whatever. He ran some tournaments there, and we used to, and VG still was streaming and stuff, but eventually we started being there a lot on Tuesdays. And originally it was for PM. It was me, it was Jay Caesar, and it was Gimmer, and he would stream for like 5 hours, and Jay Caesar and him would play, and I would talk to the chat about the game, and sometimes we would rotate or whatever, right? And that's really how it started, right? Like, and then more people started to show up. So people like Boss started showing up. There was some Duck Hunt player whose name I cannot remember, but I remember he started showing up. A lot more of the PM people started showing up. Saj, just all kind of people like that. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. PM started getting big. Xanadu started getting big. We started running like actual events there. Duck Hunt makes it was Sparky. We started running like actual events there, running tournaments. Tournaments used to be like 16-man tournaments, right? Whatever, right? But they started becoming 32-man tournaments, and then 64-man tournaments, and so on and so forth. And then Smash 4 came out, and Smash 4 originally we all watched that like invitational together at Xanadu, and that's when I already actually picked up my main too. I saw Lilo hitting soccer balls with Wii Fit, and I was like, that move looks funny. I looks like I will play that character, and I did. And then that was like a big boom when Smash 4 came out and everyone started coming to Xanadu. We were like getting 100+ man tournaments every week. Mad people watching. It was like 40-50K viewers for a Tuesday, bro. Shit was crazy. This is also about the time that me and EE like really kind of like to jettison into like stardom. Like, we were already pretty good. As far as like being known within the Smash community for PM, but because PM was a mod, not everyone knew what PM was. But when the main game came back out and we were still at the top, like everyone knew us. Like, that was the Black Plague. Well, we were the Tuesday Night Delight at first, and then we were the Black Plague. And then yeah, even at the times when I was at Xanadu back then, I was commentating, I was playing, I was TOing as well. Sometimes I would run the stream every now and then. Like, I was doing jobs, dog. Back in the day, man, we were making it happen. And then like, so that kept going on. Like, Xanadu was very widely popular throughout the entirety of 4. And then Ultimate came out, And right around, I think, the time Ultimate came out, we also were thinking about moving venues. Because I remember going to Xanadu. Oh, actually, no. Ultimate came out after we moved venues, because I remember I already moved. But I remember Xanadu was moving over to the Laurel area, and I was already in the process of moving. I was moving back to North Carolina to be with my then girlfriend at the time. So, but it was cool to see that we moved from this one singular area, which was like this, could have been bigger than a living room. Into this full-fledged venue that had like computers and desks and a bunch of places to sit and like a nice little watching area, and like a whole nother area in the back. So if you ever went to like a Pound or a Glitch, they open that area in the back. They open that area in the back so that you could do things over there. And I remember I moved already, but I remember going to launch. Like, I moved to North Carolina, but I drove back up to go to launch, which is where you have one of the craziest clips of all time, where Coney was talking about Cracker Barrel, and then we have the craziest seg over into talking about launch. Yes, yeah, good times. We had a lot of good times in both those venues. My only personal gripe with the new Xanadu in comparison to the old Xanadu, that like it was dark, and I get seasonally depressed very easily, so I feel like being in the venue for like a long period of time would kind of fuck me up. But as far as everything else, that venue was leagues better than the first venue that we had with the green walls and the little living room feel. But yeah, we got upgrades like that. The commentary setups got better. Everything just got better over time because, technology is advancing and whatnot. And I think Xanadu was just a major part in most Smashers' lives who were in the 2010s. Like, if you showed up around 2010s, you went to Xanadu at some point in time. Even there was people who came from the West Coast to come to Xanadu. I remember there used to be a couple times where like Larry Lurr was at Xanadu. Like, what are you doing here, bro? You live in Cali. He was at Xanadu, bro. And then we started doing stuff with Glitch. We had the theme glitches. That was good. That was bringing a lot of people in. They revived Pound. There was just a lot of good things that happened within Xanadu. So overall, it is unfortunate that this is the end of the era. But if I had to think about why, I think there's just a major decline in Smash in general. And it's not like a way where I have to be afraid that like Smash is going to die. But like, if you look at the locals that are going on now at Xanadu, and you looked at the locals that were going on maybe like 3 years ago, they're much different. But they're much different. And I think that's just the course of the games. Ultimate is now 6-7 years old. And it's kind of left in a state that some people don't really like. So you have some people who did enjoy the game, don't enjoy the game anymore. You have people who probably started when they were like 18 or whatever. And now they're older, like I don't enter locals anymore. The last tournament I entered was Genesis 9, and I've been playing since I was 18, but the last tournament that I've entered, I was 34, I guess. So, people are getting old. People have time, like stuff to do now. And I actually, I do like that, that people are like, and further advancing their lives. That's very important to me. I think if you're a Smasher, like Smashers have like this really bad rep of like Smash's life, even though this game really can't bring that much to you or on the regular basis. Like, think about it, bro. I'm literally at the top, and I still be struggling every other month. Sometimes if I don't like get hired for an event, or if like I'm not, if the subs aren't rolling in or whatever, shit's rough. So like, even I'm at this point now, like, damn, bro. Like, I'm glad I've been able to do this for like 10 years, but like, I want to stop struggling. So I want to like turn all these skills that I've gotten over the years into some other level of a job. But I like seeing other Smashers, like, even though they take their results seriously, not Smashers like this, and they're like now trying to, have real life things going on. They're going to college, they're getting jobs, and things like that. That's nice. I love that. But for the most part, yeah, I just think that like there's a major decline in Smash because, yeah, there's just the game is kind of older. Ultimate is kind of older. Even Melee, even though Melee is like 23 years older right now, like Melee is kind of in a weird kind of declining spot too. But not in the same way I think Ultimate is. I think Melee people a lot of them are just kind of playing rivals because they're having fun with it. But like that doesn't mean that like Melee is dying. I just think that like the people that you probably look up forward to playing are not as going as hard. That was really evident at the Lax Rivals Invitational. Some people in the chat were like, this is the crustiest Melee I've ever seen. And that was true because a lot of those fucks were playing Rivals the whole time, bro. So yeah, it's just, the games are, Smash will always be Smash. Like, even if it's not the competitive, like, conglomerate or like competitive paragon that it normally is, like, you will never ever outsell Smash because that is a game for everyone. Casuals, competitive, your grandma, your 3-year-old baby, like, everybody can play that game and have fun in some way, right? But as far as the tournament side of it, it's not looking as good as it was for the future. I think, you know, you have to put in the fact that like not only do we have a declining game because of like the game state, you have to think about how the community and like all the community stuff that happened from 2020 and 2020 on. You have to think that people are just also growing up. Like, I don't think there's a one sole reason as to why Xanadu is going down outside of the reasons they've given us. Like, there's no like back logs or no like backroom dealings that like they're getting shut down for like any heinous acts. I just think that like it's time, you know, it's time. And I think VG is probably still gonna be fine. They still got VODs for multiple events. They still go out and stream without Xanadu and whatnot. And Gimmer owns like 6 or 7 businesses or something like that. I think that's what he has a lot of businesses, so I'm sure he'll be fine. But overall, Xanadu was a pivotal point in most Smashers' lives, and I am sad to see it go. I understand why it's going, but I hope that doesn't like mean that this is like the full downfall of like Smash in general. And I hope that like people continuously still have passion for this game in any game that they fucks with, because I do like watching tournaments, do like seeing people play. I do like commentating tournaments. It's a good time. The entire racetrack is moving. Sheesh. Jeez, gotta get them out of here. So either way, if you have any memories of Xanadu, make sure you leave them below in the comments. Definitely want to see what you guys, how Xanadu has affected your life. If it's ever affected your life and you don't know what Xanadu is, well, you missed out, man. It was a great time. A lot of cool stuff has happened in that venue, and I'm sure a lot of cool stuff will happen in the future. But just don't know if we'll be in Xanadu. I think this is definitely like a talk about locals in general, though. Like just as a small point, I don't really know what locals are really popping like that anymore, man. Like, has society moved past the need of locals, and now we're at least doing regionals or bust? You know, you can think of one. If you're about to say the coin box, I swear. The coin box definitely not the Obama spot. Tatakai Tuesdays still going on. You can definitely watch that. Check out Obama's chilling. But yeah, I think we moved past the need, but it's definitely harder to host them. It is harder to host them, and I think like if you're a person that wants to practice for sure, you probably still need to go to your locals. But yeah, I just think that like until we get a newer game announcement, we might not be seeing locals go up anytime soon. I don't think they're going to die out, but I do think that they're not going to be going up anytime soon. You know, outside of Smash, I don't know know of any locals like that, mainly because other fighting games online is good to the point that most people don't go to locals. Feel that. For me personally, it's the commentating of UE that got me through some depressing times. I watch the Black Plague compilations every time I feel sad in the community college. Hey man, I appreciate that. Xanadu really was the first time I was introduced to the competitive scene of Smash. Hell yeah. Hosting is expensive unless you get a good deal with the venue. I feel that as well. So we're gonna close the video off. So I'll still keep talking to y'all about Xanadu, but we are gonna close this video off. If you have any thoughts about Xanadu and any of this stuff, leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one where we talk about more stuff, gaming and related. Catch you on the next one. Peace.